Sorry. Good morning, Blue Mermaid. I don't know how long this is going to last. We're having problems with our power. I guess the transformer about 2.5 miles from here blew, and they've bypassed it for now. They told me it wasn't going to be back on to 9, and then it came back on at like 6 minutes till. How am I doing? I guess okay. I mean, I'm not 100%. I'm getting there though. I'll take care of something really quick. I'm still here. I'll get you right back with you. All right. Sorry about that. I'm trying to. Well, great. All right. Good morning, KS, Carla, Penny, Thacker, Mike Stevens, Cheryl Harris, Colleen, Irish Eyes, Eyes Are Blue, Sleuths Investigates. Where did it go? Okay, Pamela Woolsey, Soccer Mom of One, Miss Murder. I like the name, Miss Murder. It's a good name. Good name for a crime channel. SK Jeans, Deborah. Oh, Mike, I have. We actually have it written down here. I lost 14 pounds. Mel? Good morning, Mel. How are we doing, sweetheart? I started a crime channel over a year ago, partly because of you, Will. Well, Miss Murder, I'm going to have to check out your channel. And if I ask you right now, if I like the content and I think that it's something that other people would enjoy, would you mind if I put a link on my main page so people can check it out? Because when you go to like your YouTube page, you have the little video that plays a bit over to the right of it. So that actually, to that side would be your right, but that's my right. There's a tab there. It's like channels that you like, and I put channels in there that you like. Cece, Weren't you doing a live stream right now? I just got notification. I mean, literally, like just a minute ago that you were doing a live stream. I just got it. I don't know if you just started or if you're doing it now or what. Yeah. It says that Cece, you were doing a live stream. Hey, Kiki. Pamela Woolsey. It was earlier and I just got it. It doesn't say what time it is. It just says that Cece is live. I just got the notification. I'm sorry. I would have definitely stopped in. Well, I hope you're having fun at it, Miss Murder. Donna E, good morning. Glad that you're up and at it as much as I can. I'm going stir crazy out here all by myself. I'm still in that 14-day window of possible contagious. So still self-isolating. Colleen, aka Coco Slay. I am Colleen. Thank you. The deep congestion is pretty much gone. Fever pretty much gone, but I still have pain in the lower part of like my rib cage and lungs. I have to go in as soon as I get an appointment to see my primary care physician, who I don't have. I don't have a primary care physician, but my wife does, and so she kind of is like the primary care physician for the entire family. She's more of a family friend because I don't have one for my own self. My primary care physician moved. Morning, faithful one, Andrew. How are you doing, Andrew? Oh, it's not fun. There hasn't been anything about it fun at all. The worst part is, I mean, besides the fact that it was hard to breathe, and you're constantly like you're trying to your body is trying to fight to get more air in. Besides that, I had all this time off of work until the 29th. Now I have a lot more time off of work, but I mean, I could have caught up on videos, done editing, something, but my voice went after from hacking up and constantly coughing, so I didn't have a voice for a week plus. So good morning, Karen, Kathy. There are over 300 cases in the town next to you. Wow. Happy as Larry. Good afternoon. Thank you, CC. Appreciate it. Sparky today. My roommate is sick but no fever. Offered to take him to the ER and he refused. Oh, he might just have a cold or a flu. Elijah Fields. Good morning from South Dakota. Hello, Darting Creek. Your brother and sister-in-law live in Boston and have coronavirus. They are in the hospital. It was scary, but they're on the upswing. I'll pray for them, Darting Creek. Brother or sister-in-law. they're still using the bus transportation from New York to Pennsylvania. They need to shut that down. Getting scary here. Yeah. Was it Elijah Fields? You're in one of the lucky parts. The Dakotas haven't been hit very hard, from what I understand. I was looking at a map of where all the confirmed cases of this has been. North and South Dakota haven't been hit very hard yet. Hopefully they don't. Mike Stevens is in Clinton, New Jersey. Transport bridge is shut down. Southern Mom, Brandy James, local hospital in my area has established mobile morgues. Terrible. Yeah, we have Brandy here where I am locally. They've set up triage. I guess you call them tents outside of the hospital. Or the patient and what okay, it's flashing off and on here. The screen is for some reason, but you have to check in at the triage tent first. You don't even get into the hospital or the clinic. That's where I had to go, and so they didn't list me as a patient in the hospital. They listed me as a patient in the out clinic for 17 hours. Lagging, yeah. It's kind of lagging here too. Sorry, Mike. I'm doing the best I can, but this is totally out of my control. We lost electricity earlier this morning. Some transformer blew, and they said it wasn't going to, the power wasn't going to come back on until 9. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just came up. It all came back on. So I was like, oh shit. And it jumped online really quickly and started to stream. Just another excuse for my mother to nag me and to give up smoking. First, I'd say 10 days, 11 days of, having the coronavirus. I think I had maybe 2 cigarettes in 10 days. I mean, it was hard as hell to breathe, let alone smoke. But then, on top of it, but at the same time, I was going through withdrawals from the cigarettes on top, from the nicotine on top of it. Also, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's hard. And Mr. Frosty, how long till there are troops in the street? Well, not in the community where I'm at right now, but in some areas they've already have the National Guard deployed in the streets. So to answer your question, Mr. Frosty, right now. Good morning, Dari. Hope you're doing well. And I've seen well, I follow another YouTube channel, a couple of different ones, of law enforcement officers who have YouTube channels, like Mike the Cop and Officer 401. And I think it was Mike the Cop who posted a video about illegal stop and blocking of traffic by officers. I think it was in Pennsylvania or someplace. It's 11 p.m. there. Sweet Dixie, good morning. How are you? Hope you're staying safe. Well, I've been waiting for a while for this. No, Not a little older than I would have liked, but let's do it. Nurse Bev, good morning. Melissa Nolan, good morning. I hope you are all doing well and staying safe out there. You never know where this is going to come from next. That's the worst part about it is people can have this, coronavirus like I did. I don't still have it, but when I got it, I didn't have any symptoms. I think it was a week plus afterwards is when I started to have symptoms. But at the same time, though, I have allergies, so I kind of chalked it up as the initial symptoms of it. I chalked up as allergies, and then one night I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and gasping for air, and I just couldn't get my breath back, and then it rapidly just increased from there. Sore throat, redness, the pain in my lower part of my lungs, which I still have, and it just got worse and worse. And then the fever on top of it all, and I was just like, this isn't good at all. I mean, do I have the flu? Do I have the coronavirus? Is this like really bad allergies? I didn't know. And I went to the outpatient clinic first, and I said, I think I just have a cold. And they're like, well, you have all the symptoms of coronavirus. We're going to test you. And then we went from there. It didn't get any better. Missing some of this stream here. I've been sitting here talking and missed all of it. Excuse me. They have road checks for out-of-towners here in Delaware. I saw that there were road checks in Florida as well. Did Tim end up with it? No. I talked to him yesterday, Donna. Tim does not have it, and he's happy as hell that he doesn't, because he doesn't have any symptoms at all of it, which is good. Because he was worried about giving it to his grandchildren. That's the last thing he wanted. And it's the last thing I want, too. I don't want his grandchildren to get it either. I've been in your chat I haven't been in your chat in a long time. I have a lot of classes this semester. That's cool, Kiki. I remember you. I hope you're trucking along there and you're still going to school. They canceled all the college classes here in the universities. They sent everybody home. They shut down the pot shops. I'm almost out. Oh, what the? Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Frosty. Wow, that's bad. I was just reading the other day that alcohol consumption, beer, wine, hard spirits is up like over 40% across the board in my state. And weed sales were up like 44% or just over 40% themselves. People are at home. They're like, might as well smoke and get wasted. Congratulations. Mama to Riley. I feel better. I don't have the energy that I normally would have, but I'm getting there. It was in the news. People who tested positive coronavirus in Florida are running all over the place. And the governor finally did a stay at home and stay healthy, in Florida. You can order online in Boston. Well, that's cool. I live in Washington State, and we're one of the recreational and medical states for marijuana. We've got dispensaries just about everywhere, and just about every convenience store you can go in sells it now. They sell the pre-rolled joints, and they sell CBD oil. Just about any place you can you can find. You can order CBD online. I've never been, you know, it's buffering here, ladies and gentlemen. If it's buffering on your end, I can't do anything about it. But back to what I was saying, the I've never been, against marijuana. I've never been for it. It's just something that's just not, it's never been my thing. So to each their own. I was kind of against it, until my wife got cancer, and she had extreme bouts of nausea. Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate the super chat. It's 2 L's. What one? Let's Norway. Nurse Bev, I stopped taking Tylenol and ibuprofen. I can't take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen tears up my stomach. It always has. I can take Tylenol and other acetaminophen, but I can't take ibuprofen. Just not good for me. For anxiety as well, I know a lot of people who do CBD oils for a lot of different medical reasons themselves. And it's made a vast world of difference in their lives. My niece, they still don't really know exactly what causes her medical condition, but she has bouts of extreme vertigo. And she does the CBD oil. It doesn't get her high. It works for her. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate the super chat. Oh, so am I, Kathy. But the CBD oils and stuff like that they I know people who use it for narcolepsy. I know people who are on it for epilepsy. People who have extreme rheumatoid arthritis, and it works wonders for them. Either they vape it, or they apply it to the skin. For the one lady I know who does it for arthritis, it helps out immensely for her. CBD helps your pain a lot, Dari. Use the lotion. Yeah. The THC isn't that what gets people high? Vaping marijuana helps me, but I can't smoke bud because it burns my throat. Yeah, I can understand that. Gene culture under the tongue. I've never heard of that. There's lots of ways that it's helpful. And, you have to remember the reason why marijuana is illegal in the first place was because of a racist drug czar. They couldn't figure out how to tax or control the use of marijuana in America. So, because migrant farmers were smoking it after they had finished working in the fields, so they said, well, you know what? We'll just make it illegal. We'll take this away from them until we can figure out how to tax it and how to control it so we can make money off it. And then they never got around to figuring it out, so they said, screw it. But now look at it. They don't. Do I advocate that teenagers, smoke marijuana? Hell no. No, I don't think anybody should smoke marijuana until your brain is fully developed, maybe around the age of 20, 21, because there's a lot of things that that still have to be studied on how marijuana will and can change, the mind and how the neuron paths develop. But until then, and after that age, smoke away. As long as you don't get behind the wheel of a car and drive, I don't give a shit what you do. You want to sit at home and, smoke weed all day long, knock yourself out. I've got a lot of friends who smoke marijuana. And if that's what they like to do, fine. Doesn't make them bad people. They kept the liquor stores open and closed the recreational stores, but the dispensaries are still open in Massachusetts. 27, Carla? Is that when the neural pathways are fully developed, is age 27? Or are you 27? Oh, Dari, you're not messed up. Hi, Hope Powell. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'd rather spend time in a room full of people smoking pot than a room full of drunk people. I can agree with that, Kathy. Most of my friends who smoke weed, they'll sit on a couch and they won't move as long as there's something on TV or a video game or something for them to play. They'd have no desire to do anything, and that's great. It works for them. A lot of people who drink alcohol, get violent and do really stupid things. That's why I totally agree with that, Kathy. Does a person need a prescription for CBD oil? Not in my state, you don't. CBD oil, all you have to do is be 18 years of age. No, 21. You have to be 21 years of age now because they just changed the legal smoking age from 18 to 21. So you have to be 21 years of age to get CBD oil. Now, my niece, she's only 20, but she's been on CBD oil and it's prescribed CBD oil for her, and they've done everything. They could, and they put her on a litany of drugs and everything else to try to, fix her vertigo, and they don't know what it is. Done a lot of testing, a lot of medical bills, but not in my state. You don't need a prescription for CBD oil. You can buy it at 7-Eleven or a Conoco gas station. Everybody has it. So I believe from what my sister was telling me, it's the same way in Colorado as well. You don't need a prescription in Colorado. I'm sure each state is different. How much has everyone paid for a medical marijuana card? Ours run 50 to 100. Wow. Sorry to hear that. You need to get that state law changed. Not here. You're on medical marijuana here. You can go to Walmart and you can get joints, pre-rolled joints. I have a friend who does. He's on medical marijuana, and it's terrible weed, he says, but he gets 10 joints in a pill bottle, and at the Walmart, and it's $5. $200 for a card? Wow. At Walmart. Yep. Right out of the pharmacy. 10 pre-rolled joints. They're thinner than an ink pen. They're not like really big fatties, but they're 10 of them in a pill bottle, and they come pre-packaged, and they have a saran wrap thing on them, and all they do is slap the sticker over the outside of it, and he picks it up with the rest of his prescriptions. It's not legal in West Virginia yet. Sorry about that, Kathy. Walmart has everything. Yeah, they do. They are the go-to place for everything, it seems. Good morning, Ginger Anderson. Good. How are you doing this morning? Hope you are staying safe out there. Yeah, it's not a fatty. There's no Cheech and Chong weed. He says it's pretty disgusting weed, but for $5 for 10 pre-rolled joints, and you can buy they're the ones that they have in the store here. They're about that long, and they're about the size of that ink pen in diameter. Pre-rolled, they come in something that looks kind of like rice paper or something. It's like it's see-through like paper. It's not like rolling papers. I have rolling papers around here somewhere. My friend left them here. We did a live stream about, I want to say, a month and a half ago. I have some rolling papers. I saw them the other day when I was trying to clean up in here. You might notice that there's only one monitor behind me. The other one went. I get total volume, but no picture. I'm like, no, I have not been smoking anything. Wish I had a blunt right now. Hey, faithful one. In case I forgot to say hello, you wish you had a blunt right now. Bushweed, Nurse Bev. Smoking weed is underestimated. I don't know. You never know, Blue Mermaid. Dari D. Yeah, we like our guns. Black Rose. Welcome. Dardine Bert, $250 doctor consult, 3 appointments minimum at $150 each. Then the cost to apply and receive a card, estimated $500 in New Jersey just to get started. Wow. That's stupid. Before we actually passed the recreational marijuana law here in my state, you can get a medical card, and the only thing you had to do was you had to see a doctor. You had to have a medical condition that was proven, and there was only like a list of like 10 different things that they proved, that marijuana was helpful for, I believe. And it might have been just 10. But if you had one of those 10 medical conditions, you got a medical marijuana card. But you couldn't get it at the, back then you couldn't get marijuana at Walmart or any pharmacy. You had to go to a dispensary. And everybody, when they first came out and they made the recreational law, everybody was like, no, I don't want a dispensary in my neighborhood. No. So people threw up their arms. They're like, not near a school bus stop, not near a school. So, and then the state, and here's how backwards the state I live in is, they didn't want dispensaries anywhere. So then they put a moratorium on it as soon as the law was passed. Couldn't get recreational. But if you were on marijuana, if you had a medical reason for it, you could get it from a state-run and operated dispensary. And I think there were like 6 of them in the state total. So you had to drive to one, but then if you got stopped, legally they could charge you with possession of marijuana, because they didn't give you anything. You didn't have a card, nothing. But now they don't care. The state is seeing all that good, sweet tax money. And they're like, yeah, you know what? We can do some real good with this, which they haven't, but they could. Just like in Colorado, they were next, I think, to pass after our state, medical use and recreation. Wow, it's unbelievable. Dari, I have 5 of the conditions on that list. New Jersey is just nuts, and the opiate laws that they passed in New Jersey completely messed up my quality of life. So I sit here in chronic pain. I am so sorry, Dari. Your friend in Australia, doctor told her there were shortages on the medical weed and to find a dealer. And we ain't got that problem here. But sorry, I'm gonna stretch out my back. Every once in a while, I'd go over and I'll help my brother-in-law. Well, or my sister calls me up because her husband, he's a good guy. He's not very handy, around the house, like fixing things. So she'll call me up and she'll ask me to come over and hey, can you put on a new screen door on the house, or help me fix the the leaky faucet. So I'll go over and do it because I'm a good brother. But every time I do, he always gives me all this weed, and I'm like, I don't smoke it. My wife doesn't smoke it. My daughter doesn't. So then I have to find somebody to give it to. So I have enough friends, and I'm like, hey, on Facebook, you guys want some weed? You need a handyman? I guess in life, Blue Mermaid, I guess I would be more of a jack of all trades. I've known enough about a lot of things, but I'm not proficient at any of them. Well, happy birthday, faithful one. Hey, happy Campo. Hey, good morning, Oma. How you doing, sweetheart? Duct Tape Bandit, welcome. I smoked for many years, but I started making me paranoid, so I haven't smoked in almost 5 years. I'm all for smoking. Some people can handle it, and some cannot. That's just like everything, Duct Tape Bandit. There are people who shouldn't drink. There are people who shouldn't smoke marijuana. There are some people that shouldn't take any kind of pain medication because they slide into those rabbit holes of addiction. Yeah. About those videos, Nurse Bev, that I've got probably 6 more that I recorded before I got sick, and like the ones that I recorded the other day. Well, except for the Lori Vallows one, not Vallows. I don't know why I keep on doing that, but Lori Vallow, I recorded the entire video, and then the only part that's new about that's updated is the last little part. But everything else was already recorded, and I got like 6 more left that are just sitting in, they're unlisted on YouTube right now. So I wouldn't say that I've bounced back fast. It's just, you're a dunce? Nah, you're not a dunce. The Vault? Mama to Riley. Honestly, I wish I could be that comment went by quick. Go back up. I wish I could be a smoker. I'm an eater, and I've lost tons of weight smoking. My husband smokes, and I worry about him with COVID going around. You should. Yeah, well, to a point. Don't over worry, Mama to Riley. But you should worry though. I mean, when smoking though, that's one of the things that hit me the hardest, is because I already have a lung condition already, and then I smoke cigarettes, which doesn't help at all, slowly destroying my lungs that way. It's not good. According to our doctor, they say 90 millimeters of opiates a day, but they lied because I look on the CDC, and it says can prescribe what it needed. They just have to explain it to the pharmacist. Sorry about that. Melissa Nolan, my 21-year-old smokes. He's an amputee. He will not take a pill, but says smoking helps him with the pain, especially phantom pain. I'm sorry about your son, first off, Melissa, about, being an amputee. But, I my heart goes out to him. But if it helps him, you know, just about everybody I know, I want to make this very clear, is everybody I know who does smoke marijuana, they all live very productive lives. They work for a living, and they just choose to take care of their pain and their anxiety or whatever medical condition they do. They use it for. I mean, and I do have friends who at the same time take it because it's just it's what they like to do. It's their recreation. But there are people out there that do abuse it. But again, Melissa, I'm sorry about your son. Yeah. Suboxone for opiate dependency I acquired after breaking a bone on the job. I'm sorry about that, duct tape bandit. Is it for heroin? Is that dependency? I know a lot of people who've gone from, opiates to heroin. It's none of my business, but I'm just asking. You don't have to answer. Doesn't make you a bad person at all. Yeah. Well, here you can't hear in our state. That's one of the laws is you can't smoke it anywhere in public. You can't smoke marijuana. You can't go sit outside of a restaurant or a bar and smoke it. You have to smoke it at home. But to on that same aspect though, they have absolutely no way of testing people. Oh, Lortab. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm sorry. But again, I'm sorry for really for asking. It's none of my business, what you became addicted to, and I'm sure you're fighting it, every day. And I wish you the best, duct tape bandit. But I state that when they pull someone over and they believe they may be under the influence of marijuana, there's no way for them to actually tell what the level is. And they've come up with several different roadside tests, and they tested all these officers and everything else to supposedly know when someone's under the influence of marijuana and when they're not safe to drive. And then they found out that the person who was actually teaching the course and didn't know a damn thing about it. Everything he knew, he read in a book, and so they had to throw in all those officers, in their testing and their certifications. Then they found out that the marijuana roadside test kit that they had made had some kind of ampule in it that said that people were under the influence of marijuana. You could test positive for just taking basic over-the-counter antihistamines and other things would test positive on this stupid test. So then they had to throw that out. Duct tape bandit. I'm totally transparent. I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm proud of myself for reaching out for help. And you should be. I know lots of folks who are still on opiates, and it's an expensive habit. It's an expensive habit and one that will destroy your life in the long run. And I'm sure you're well aware of that. A lot of people out there that are on. I do more by 5 a.m. than most people do by bedtime. Oma, yeah, I can understand that. I get most days when I'm not right now, but I'm dealing with this. But Normally I would get more done in a day than people would get done, in 2 days. That was the hardest thing. It was just sitting here. It felt like life was passing me by. I couldn't get up and do anything. I mean, just to go from here into the house would just wear me out. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Hope you and Brandy are taking care of yourselves, staying safe, and those kids. Wish you had all the money back, Karen. Yeah. He lost. Oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. He lost his left leg in a hate crime. Oh man, my heart goes out to you and your son. I'm truly sorry about that. K Ween B to you on pain meds. I was hit by a fully loaded semi doing 70 plus. I've had 3 back surgeries and I probably need another one, but my dose is low, only 30 milligrams per day. I take it as directed. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. At least you're still alive, right? Donna E. I have dish RA, blown discs, neuropathy, but I take the same amount of pain meds and muscle relaxers. I was on 70 milligrams of fentanyl, but I'm micrograms, right? Micro, yeah, I think. But I'm afraid I'm off those. I have the good days and bad days. Praying for you, Donna. Hey, Rain Dancer. How you doing today? And at the Moan Lane. Glad to see you're still on the mend. Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. As long as I don't overexert myself, which is a major problem. And it's like I started feeling better, and I was like, okay, there's got to be things I can do. And thank you for the super chat, Mama Riley. Mama 2 Riley. Just want to tell you how much I enjoy your content. I'm also happy to see how much better you look. Thank you. I appreciate it. I read my son a book every night. It's Cthulhu. Anybody knows who Cthulhu is? H.P. Lovecraft. But I read him. He has an alphabet book. It's Alphabet Cthulhu. But he's enamored by one of the Riley in the book. Just, I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, it reminds me of the book. Hey, Red Rum, how you doing? What are we doing? Kiki Mercer. Uh-oh. Mel still here? Mel. Cheetos. Yeah. I can't eat anything yet like that. Can't eat anything solid at all. Well, I had a sandwich yesterday, but it was just ham on bread. But otherwise, I've just been eating a lot of soup. My throat still hurts. Yeah, the squid-headed creature. That's Cthulhu. Oh yeah. Yep. Eating is not getting. It's getting better. It's just takes time, I guess. I asked my doctor how long until this is all going to be gone. And he's like, it's all there is no timeline. It's not like I can say it's going to be exactly 12 days from now and you'll be better completely. It's like it's up into each individual. A lot of fluids, a lot of Gatorade. I've been drinking a lot of Gatorade Blue Ice. Oh, Julie, thank you for the super chat. I read to him every day. And since there's no school at all and I'm home, his teacher sent me a whole list of different things that I can work on with him. So we practice writing his name and we work on the alphabet. And we go through just like as if he was at school. He's got a couple of books where he'll read along with me. I mean, he's only 3, but he reads some words and he understands the concept of it. Well, how did that COVID-19 start? Did it hit you start feeling bad for a few days? Everyone has had this seems to have different symptoms. Well, all right. So to answer your question, duct tape. I have allergies already, and it's allergy season. So when I started to have symptoms, I chalked it up originally as allergies. I was like, oh, great, allergy season's here. I'm going to take my antihistamines. And I started taking that, and I'm like, I didn't feel any better. And I mean, I got worse. First, it was I got a really sore throat. Then I had, you can't see it, but all right, just imagine this is like your bottom of your lungs. So I had pain that ran not from the center, but going from the sides and around on my lungs, on the bottom side of them. And it started hurting, it's just like, what the hell? Did I pull like a muscle or something? And then I started coughing and the fever came on at the same time, pretty close to each other, if not at the same time. So it was like I was doing well, and then boom, within like 24 hours, and I felt like I got ran over by a semi, and just like, oh, and I was down. There was nothing, and then I couldn't stop coughing. And my fever just kept on going up, and it didn't matter how much, of the Tylenol. I can't remember what the stuff's called. It's like a liquid Tylenol, cold medication stuff that I took, but then it didn't help. So my wife finally convinced me to go see they go to the outpatient clinic. But I'd already been tested before that for COVID, because I was exposed from a coworker, but I didn't know. The test results weren't back yet. I think it was about 8 days, 6 days, somewhere in there. No, it might have been right in there, either just as I was getting sick or right afterwards. You sound like the Cookie Monster, right? That's what my wife told me first. She said I sounded like a Cookie Monster or Donald Trump. An antibody test ready? They can, from what I understand. And Lanky Tor, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Um, the all right, Rain Dancer. The antibody test. They don't have one that tests just for the antibodies. They can test and they can find out um, if you have the antibodies, it will show up along with if you have active, um, because they can be in your nostrils and they can also be in your phlegm that you're coughing up if you're coughing up phlegm. But a lot of people, that's a hit or miss, because a lot of people if they're bringing up anything at all, a lot of people who get the COVID, it's like a dry, nonstop hacking, and that's what I had. At first, it was nonstop, and then it slowly built up to bringing up phlegm. There, and that answers your question. It's made in Canada, not sold here. Not allowed. I don't know if I trust it. No, that's basically what my doctor said. Is if they do a COVID test through, I can't remember the name of the company. I want to say Dow Chemical, but it's like a subsidiary of theirs that makes the test and the testing equipment. It's not. It has a higher percentage of false positives than it's good for. But I'm not. My wife, if she was here, she could tell you more about the medical testing side of it, because her mother she actually runs one of the laboratories that does the actual testing itself. Hi, Linda. How are you doing today? Hi, Kevin. South Carolina. Love the Sun 100. Welcome. I'm getting better, Linda. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm here. I'm still trying and still alive. A lab in California found that there is an antibodies, 5 different antibodies promising. Yeah, there's a lot that we're going to see that's going to come out, testing wise, and things that are going to be beneficial. I give it another 2 months, and we'll probably hear about them long before we actually get the testing done. But we're kind of like behind where the other nations are. So in the total onslaught, we're going to here in the next month or so, we're going to see a lot more deaths and a lot more confirmed cases, because you just look at the statistical information that is out there. You just check the numbers: 191,000 cases in the United States. Wow. Mike is obsessively checking those. I understand a lot of people are. Well, I mean, they've already been a lot of talk, Karen, about China has definitely downplayed, their numbers of what they reported of actual cases and deaths, and it's most likely so. Hi, Tina. Monorash Uni here. I found an antiparasitic drug that will kill COVID virus in 48 hours in the petri dish. Now I just have to human testing, vaccine stage. I don't know. That might help. I don't know. I'm not in the medical field. I know my wife and my mother-in-law, and all them. They know more about this than I do. Do you have or will you do a video on your experiences having the COVID and what signs to look for? I've been asked, Elijah Fields, I've been asked by a lot of people to do it. They wanted me to kind of, diary it, which I didn't do. It just doesn't fit on this channel too much, because every time I do a video that is not crime related, besides these, morning streams on Saturdays, a lot of people, I get a lot of negative, backlash from it. So, I've thought about it. I really did consider doing it, but it doesn't fit on here. And I thought about, well, maybe I could just post it on my other channel, podcast, where, me and my wife could sit down and she could help, explain some of the things that was going on with me as well. I mean, we've already filmed the episode for this week, but it doesn't mean we have to launch it this week. We, maybe if I can convince her and I could find someone to watch my son, maybe we can do another video. That's the hardest thing, is trying to find someone to watch my son, because my daughter, they've pretty much canceled all her time off from work because of what's going on, because she works more in end of life care. So she has to stay away from me, as my sister, who works in adult nursing homes, so that none of them could be around me then and now. Baking tons, getting fatter, Nurse Bev. I'll tell you, Nurse Bev. So the very first thing that I did after I started feeling better was I woke up one morning at, I want to say it was around 3:00 in the morning. I went downstairs to the kitchen, and I made banana bread. I made banana oat muffins, and I made blueberry muffins. I don't know why. I must have been out of my freaking mind. I never bake. But I woke up and for some reason I just said, I'm gonna bake, and I went downstairs and got everything out, and I just started baking up a storm. I was wearing, I was wearing one of these, and I had gloves on and everything else, and doing everything I could to make sure I didn't spread it to my family. But I started at like 3 in the morning when I woke up, and I didn't stop until noon. I was just baking. I don't know why. I just woke up and it's where your creativity shines, is baking at 3 a.m. Yeah, I don't know why I did it. And I didn't make this stuff from pretty basic muffin mix, but my son loves muffins. Has one muffin with like carrots, and I steam little carrot sticks or pieces of carrots, so they're like little chunks. That's what he likes to have for breakfast, besides pancakes. But it's 1.5 cups of this is for 6 muffins. 1.5 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, egg, 1 egg. I don't think there's no baking powder, no baking soda in this recipe at all. And then 1.5 cups of sugar. We don't use like regular sugar in my house. We use either dehydrated honey that has been granulated like a sugar, or we use natural sugar that's not been bleached. Yeah. Side effects of COVID-19 baking. Wake and bake. Mr. Frosty. Yeah. In 25 years and retired. I don't know. I suck at baking, but I'm great at cooking. Same here, Dari. I can cook like there's no tomorrow. Baking is not my expertise at all. But for some reason, I woke up that morning and I was just like, you know what? I want to bake. And I just started baking. I made I made 3 dozen blueberries muffins, and I think 2 dozen banana nut and banana oat, and then I made banana bread. I made 4 loaves of banana bread. I was going to make zucchini, but I ran out of baking soda. And I was like, shit. Sorry, excuse my language, but couldn't make any. I had zucchini in the refrigerator. Thought about making carrot cake, but I talked myself out of it. Hey, French Kisses, Blue French Bulldog, Alberta. How are we doing? I hope you're staying safe out there. Well, and thank you. I'm getting better. Not there yet, but I'm getting better. Yeah, rain dancer. She'd be my mother-in-law, brother's wife is a traveling nurse. She works with Doctors Without Borders. She was down in Argentina or Belize. She was working there. She just came back, and they wanted her to. They offered her a job to come back and be a nurse in New York, and they were going to put her up and pay her, ton of freaking money. But I guess she turned it down, and then they found nurses who. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bump the table there in the camera. But they found nurses in New Jersey or someplace to come in and fill in at. Can't remember the name of the hospital. There it is. I don't know why it keeps on flashing off like this. Every time the internet signal starts to drop, the camera goes off. Daria loves making stuffed grape leaves and tablet salad. I never had that. I've had stuffed grape leaves before. We have a really, really good Greek restaurant here. It's hard to get into though. You have to make make a reservation like a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, and then you go there and it's just crammed. I think it only seats like 20, 25 people in the total restaurant, but you have to call ahead to get in, and they don't do to go orders. Guys using their wives' padded Victoria's Secret bras for masks. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money on that eventually, because for those who don't know, my wife had breast cancer, and she had both breasts removed, and the doctor who's going to do her reconstructive surgery, well, supposed to happen, but right now everything's on hold because of the coronavirus. But she doesn't have any breasts or any bras. Get rid of them all. When she has her reconstructive surgery, though, she's gonna want some. And I'm more than happy to pay for them. Absolute favorite is Mediterranean Greek American food. Armenian food. I don't know if I've ever had Armenian food. Lanky. If it filters, if you can't find charcoal cloth, add that. Take apart a heating filter, a HEPA filter. Sorry to hear about what, Blue Mermaid? My wife. It's part of life. We lived through it. We're stronger today, than we were, beforehand. I love her just as much today as I loved her, the day that I met her, if not more. Oh yeah, most certainly. Now, she's right now she is at year number 5 are free. It happens. That's life, Mama to Riley. It happens. It's one of those things that we never want to experience again. As she, tells everyone, cancer wasn't as much fun as she was led to believe it would be. So, she is lanky. She is gorgeous. Bye, faithful one. You stay safe out there. There are certain things, that in life, Riley, that are out of our control, and we understand that. But why worry about that? What you can't control in life? Spend your time and your energy worrying about what you can. Love each other and be, emotionally, there and for each other, and that's how we get through everything. Lost your husband 28 years ago to cancer. It's been great hearing about people that beat it. I'm sorry, Blue Mermaid, again, but yeah, she is funny, isn't she? She has a word about it all. I mean, we've gone through ups and downs in life, and I think for the most part, we've come through it, okay. We're able to look back on it and say, look, this is what happened to us, and this is where we're going. We're going forward from here. So you're a chronic warrior. Got to find a way to break that, Nurse Bev. You found gloves at Safeway and you grabbed them. I had a box, a huge box, bigger than that mic. Well, you can see that. All right, cardboard box of stuff that I had left over from when my wife was going through cancer treatment. had a pick line that was in, and the pick line, but I used to have to give her an IV treatment every day, medication, and then I had to flush it. So I had all these drop cloths, and then I had 8 boxes of the purple nitrile, I think they're nitrile gloves, and they had boxes and boxes of face masks. I mean, when she was going through cancer treatment, I mean, just a simple, cold could have killed her because her immune system was nothing. I went to go donate it all to the local hospital, but they wouldn't take it. So they told me that where I could go donate it. So I went down to the Red Cross, and they were more than happy. They were ecstatic that I had all of that. It was all unopened. We have a massive stockpile. I'm sorry about your 4-year-old. That's glory. I'm gonna pray for your 4-year-old. Hope you're, hey Quill. Well, I'm getting there, Quill. I'm getting there. "18 hours a day." I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna check out Miss Murder after this. Check out your channel. Lanky Tora, I've always been a blood donor. I donate blood at least 3 times a year. I'm O positive blood type, but at least 3 times a year. Unless more times than that, if my friends sucker me into it because they're doing some blood drive or something, they always call me up because they know I've got my Red Cross card. Like, calm down. I'm like, darn it. Okay. You have RH factor. You're O negative. And I'm on the baby brigade. Linda's O positive. Well, thank you for dropping the link in there, Dari. Appreciate it. Everybody go check out Miss Murder. And you can do it now if you want, because I'm going to wrap this up soon. $12 to back up to my rum. You're in trouble? No. Just grabbed my 12ers to back up my rum. So I'm guessing you grabbed beer to back up your rum. Okay. Thank you for, I don't know if you're talking to somebody else there, Mr. Frosty. Just watched her more boxing videos. Channel looks good, Mr. Murder. Oh, negative, Rh factor -2, rare blood type. Had Ryogam shots while pregnant. I don't know what that is. So my body wouldn't reject my baby. Glad for those shots. She is A+. That's cool. New York is a mess. Yeah, the one thing that I'm happy about right now, besides feeling better, is able to pick up my son, and that that meant a lot to me. Just to be able to, sit there and even when it's just being a nut, watching him run around, but just being in the same room with him was just that uplifted my spirits so much. Yeah, it is. It is a nerve bath, but I'm not out of the woods yet. I've got 3 more days. Well, it all depends on how you count the days from the onset to now. I mean, I shouldn't be contagious to anybody unless I cough on them. But my doctor says that my body's not shedding the viruses as much as I was originally. But yeah, I don't know anything about those shots. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. But before I go, I wanted to thank everyone for being here today. Stay safe out there, please, and everybody who gave me a super chat, and everything else, I appreciate it. And to thank you to Dardine Creek for the donation as well. I appreciate it. Everyone, stay safe, please. Until next week, hopefully. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be here Saturday. But stay well, stay safe.